Good morning, almost afternoon. So we wanted to talk a little bit about...
So after flying from San Diego to Florida, we got on our first Princess Cruise, our first cruise to the Caribbean, aboard the Regal Princess. In this video, we give a tour of the Regal Princess.
We're Rich and Robin.
And these are our midlife adventures.
Living in and out of our midlife van.
Welcome to the Rich and Robin Show.
Welcome to our midlife van aboard the Regal Princess.
Is that a van on the floor?
In January, we were on the Regal Princess.
First time for Princess, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We stayed on deck
9.
Yeah. Midship.
Yep, kind of in the middle of the ship. Easy access to everything. So we got lucky with that.
Yeah, it seemed like a really good location. Got on board on deck 5, maybe deck 6.
Yeah.
But let's do a little quick rundown of the ship.
Yeah.
So starting at the bottom, deck 5.
Right.
Well, they have deck 4 is medical.
Right, but from a passenger point of view, it's really 5 on up.
So 4 would be medical and or sometimes when you get off the ship. Deck 5 is the beginning of the Atrium, which goes 3 floors.
Yeah.
And there was coffee and...
The
International
Cafe. Right, yeah.
So the International Cafe is the one place that has 24/7 food.
And you can grab a bite, you know.
Yeah. You can't really grab it, but it's all in the case.
But you're able to eat, you know. And so like the buffet is not open all the time.
No.
You know, so that's kind of usually people think, okay, well, it's just open 24/7.
Yeah,
even like during the day, it's not because they have to stop. But the International Cafe does have more than just cookies and snacks.
They have sandwiches, and they also have little mini things that they can reheat up. Like they have Guinness pie, they have pizza muffins, different nice heatable things, plus cold sandwiches.
So if you have that selection, midnight urge, you can find something to eat. So
then also on that deck 5 near the Atrium is gelato.
Yes.
Which is an extra fee.
Yeah, it is an extra fee, but it's not that much. It was only, $2 or so?
Something like $2.50
It was like $2 or $3.
Unless you want one of the desserts.
And it's really good gelato. I mean, it's...
So then also on that deck 5 is a little store that had alcohol, cigarettes, but you can't take the alcohol to your room. Mm-hmm. And then they also have some sundries in that store.
Yeah, so if you're looking for some Tums or Rolaids and stuff.
And on deck 5 is guest services and the excursion desk, as well as the spa.
Yeah, the entrance to the spa.
And also mid-deck is their entrance to one of the dining rooms on deck 5.
Yeah.
So that's deck 5. Deck 6 overlooks the Atrium. You can sit at a bar up there.
And be able to see who's playing down there. At the
so they have, I think, the Bellini bar overlooking the Atrium. They have, like, future cruises on deck 6. And then deck 6 also has another dining room. And the casino is there.
Yeah, and I think the gallery for the photos.
Yeah, and then you can... get to the theater also on deck 6. Club 6 has a nightclub in the evenings, but in the daytime I found it's a nice quiet spot to hang out with a sea view. We got sports on the TV, and today there's a couple little people in here, but yesterday there was nobody in here. It's a nice quiet spot.
So, Robin, is it politically correct to say little people? A couple little people?
There are a handful of people in here today. And then Rich is going to cut a rug on the dance floor later. And the Princess Theater is where they do the shows in the evening, and during the day they do lectures and informative information.
So it has a lot of the history.
Deck 6 also had Alfredo's Pizza. The very back of Deck 6 had one of the main dining rooms, Allegro. That's where we had dinner.
And then the very front
is the theater.
Yep.
We are in the Piazza, which is in the center of the ship, midship, and it is 3 stories with restaurants on a couple stories and bars on every story. And it is like 11 a.m. and there's people in every bar. And there's also shops, the casino, and the cruise center. Regal Princess was used in the filming of The Real Love Boat and honored the original Love Boat cast in the Atrium. Deck 6 is where we ate at the very back, and you cannot get to the front from Deck 6 in that dining room. And then Deck 7 is what they called on the ship like the superhighway.
Yeah.
So Deck 5 and 6, you can't go front to back, but on 7 you can. Deck 7 at the very back is the Vista Lounge. The Vista Lounge is like smaller than the theater, and it has some nice booths and chairs and a bar. They have sometimes some comedy, sometimes they have singing. There's the steakhouse, which is the Crown Grill, and then they have a bar there. There's also a little library on the Regal that had like puzzles and books and stuff.
I said no obligation at all. I just said no.
Rich, have you ever been in a library before? And then they have the Princess Live, which had game shows and other entertainment that was fun.
A lot of fun, yeah.
Princess Live is where you'll find all your fun game shows on board the Regal Princess.
So we have one or any of the
I think the comedian's in there tonight. What'd I say?
7:30?
Something like that. And so they got trivia at 7:30. And so then you have the Atrium. They have the sushi bar overlooking the Atrium. Yeah. That is the house band.
Loud.
Another Chandon.
Yeah. And then you go through the shops where they have a gift shop, they have clothing, jewelry. And so then also on 7, then you can go to the front of the ship for the theater, the upper part of the theater. And then decks 8 and up to the Lido Deck, so up to 16, the Lido Deck is rooms.
Lido Deck is obviously the pools.
The pools.
You got
the buffet, which is the World Market.
Yep. And then you have
the ice cream.
Ice cream, yep, right at the Lido Deck.
There was a grill with hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken
nuggets and stuff.
And then pizza by the slice.
Yeah, pizza by the slice.
A couple bars. On each side of the Lido Deck, there was a neat skywalk to walk over the water. The buffet on the Regal Princess is called the World Market.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 sections. There was the Horizon Court, the pastry shop, and the Horizon Bistro.
Yeah, which is kind of confusing.
Yeah. Like, so the bistro part, they had a different theme every night. But also they seemed like they had Italian every night also in that part. In the bistro, in the court, they both had the same pretty much typical American buffet, like turkey or prime rib, right? And then potatoes, vegetables. And then they have vegetarian section, and they had some Indian food.
I mean, it's a pretty good selection. I mean,
couple salad bars.
But it gets a little confusing of when you start going through, uncertain of what to put on your plate, because then it's like, where are you going to find something
I like to walk through the whole thing first and see what I want before I start grabbing a plate and grabbing food.
You don't want to put too much on your plate and throw it away.
Because some of the sections have there's like the salad bars in a couple places.
Yes.
But the Caesar salad bar is only one. And then there's usually like a grilled vegetable section and then like a taco section. So you just kind of got to get a lay of the land before you just start filling up that plate. In the buffet also for drinks, they have free orange juice in the morning. There's waiters that walk around. You just say, can I have a glass of orange juice? We would say, can we have a large glass of orange juice? Right. And then, of course, coffee. They'll serve you coffee, tea. You can also get...
chocolate milk. Yeah, so you can
ask
order
for chocolate milk.
And they'll do their best to get you chocolate milk. Most of the time, it seems like they put Hershey syrup
in there.
In there with it, but it's a nice little change.
And then the rest of the day, there's free water, of course, lemonade, and tea.
Tea and coffee.
Yeah, iced tea. Those are the free things that you can get all day on the buffet. Cheers.
Cheers.
You have the mixed smoothie. I have the green smoothie.
Smoothie for the morning.
Yep.
Tastes like juice.
It tastes like a celery chunk. Some water. So the pastry shop. Breakfast has
muffins,
pastries,
dishes. Yeah.
One day they have a good cinnamon roll. So it usually kind of changes it up. And then lunch, dinner, they always have cookies and brownies.
Yep. So you'll get cookies. You can always get a good chocolate chip cookie. Sometimes they're warm. But if you're looking for peanut butter cookies, just ask. Sometimes they're sitting out there. Sometimes they're just behind the counter. But ask.
If you don't see them, just ask.
Yep.
And then they have different cakes and desserts. Every day seems to be a different thing. They don't have the same thing every day. Right. So you just got to go in and see if it's something you're going to like.
In the morning, in the Horizon, I think, is an omelet bar.
Oh, yeah. So the morning buffet, there's always an omelet station.
So, which is good.
So if you want like real eggs and not just like a powdery scrambled egg.
Runny, watery.
But they also have fried egg section. So you're getting a real egg. And they had
Eggs Benedict
most of the time too.
So it's, you just got to look, so just don't go for the scrambled eggs. Look for the omelet bar and you can usually get a pretty good omelet. And
then in the front of the ship, they have an adult pool. When we were there on that Caribbean cruise, the adult pool was always really packed on the sea days. Yeah. They had some cabanas. But then in front of that, if you want to pay, they have the Serenity. And then you're guaranteed a spot. We didn't do that either.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah. They have, so you overlook the wake of the boat.
Yeah.
And another bar.
The
smokers are right above that.
Yeah,
so you kind of smell the smoke a little bit. There's also a gym.
Yep, the gym, and then there's
the kids clubs.
Yeah.
And a walking court, basketball court.
And then you got the basketball court.
And then if you go up 1 to 18, then you have the little putt-putt golf.
Yeah.
Rich, we had to do 7 laps to get our morning 1 mile in that we normally do uphill. And since it's flat, maybe we have to do 14 laps.
First night we ate dinner, we were sitting next to a couple who just ended a cruise on this same boat. And
they're doing they're going to do a back-to-back.
So back-to-back.
So they were on the New Year's week cruise.
They were telling us is that last cruise, this same boat, it was right at 4,000 passengers.
Yeah.
And so then we've heard announcements here. It's like at 2,500, so it's like 1,500 less passengers.
I'm surprised at how few people we kind of have seen. And, like the show last night, had a lot of people, but besides that. We're going to walk from one end of the ship to the other on Deck 9 Dolphin and see how many steps it is. And Rich is going to count how many empty rooms there are because this ship is not full. There are also a lot of singles. So we have started from one end of the boat, walking to the other end of the boat, counting the empty rooms on our floor.
37.
Because it's not full. And also measuring how far it is from one end of our deck to the other, from front to back. 40.
And how many are there?
40 empty rooms on the dolphin deck.
On one side.
On one side of the dolphin deck. We'll have to pull up the map and see how many rooms are on one side of the dolphin deck. Because that seems like a lot, but yeah, it's not 50%.
No, definitely.
So
50%.
there's a lot of rooms on this deck.
If it truly is 2,500 compared to 4,000 normal or last week, then that's like what, 30% less?
Yeah, but people, not rooms, so yeah.
40s.
Probably not as many solos on the, but maybe on the New Year's.
Yeah, probably not as much.
Yeah.
But we probably found is if you go towards like on a cruise with New Year's Eve or New Year's or Christmas like that, they're probably going to be pretty full. You know, get all the families together. So maybe we'll find out. Maybe the week after some of the holidays is the best time to go book something
And have less people on board. Join us next time as we spend 2 days at sea on our way to St. Kitts. And at the end of the cruise, we will do a review of our first Princess Cruise.